we're not gonna drink that yet. Hey guys, what's up? It's Claire and welcome back to my channel. Is that how I start my videos? I don't even remember. I've been experimenting with tea lately because I've been drinking coffee every day and I've never been a person to do that. I'm not used to the caffeine. Definitely not have more than 1 cup a day because it's I just wanted to pick up my camera that I bought. I had to buy another one because I dropped it while sitting on top of a moving car. Ironically, the car was stopped when the camera actually fell, which is why I didn't really film any videos, and it sucks because I was just getting into the swing of it. I would like take my laptop to a coffee shop and sit down and edit, and it was like, you know, just some time away from work where I'm still doing something that feels productive. It was just really nice and I really enjoyed it. And I've been enjoying that more than photography lately. I think I mentioned that already. I tried to film one video on my phone and it just wasn't the same. I just wanted to kind of sit down and talk about the law of attraction and my opinions on it. Some of these videos you see on YouTube about law of attraction, they're just like really stupid. They're kind of like those Twitter threads where it's like how to be happy and it's like drink water. Okay, I'm definitely exaggerating a bit, but come on guys. So I wanted to sit down and just talk today about how I guess I manifested my dream job. I kind of wanted to incorporate that as well as just like being in a place that you're happy with career-wise. General law of attraction, my opinions on it, what I think it actually is and if it's real, and what parts of it you can kind of use to your advantage. I get questions sometimes from people saying, oh, how did you make freelance photography work for you for so long as soon as you graduated college? Like, do I need to go to college too? I think it really depends on what type of career, field, job you want to attract, and truly sitting down and evaluating what you need. The whole concept of law of attraction, it can work, but you really have to be able to approach it in a very business-oriented way. What I did was, when I was in high school, I had no idea what I wanted to do for a career. I felt like it was more important for me to figure out what I wanted to do first before just applying to a bunch of colleges. That was when I first started realizing the traditional path may not be for me. And if you're feeling that way, you need to recognize it, that it's okay to do whatever it takes for you to succeed with whatever path it may be. That's literally the first step to law of attraction, is deciding to attract success and being okay with doing whatever it takes to get success. Kind of a weird and maybe selfish mindset. I knew, you know, that young that I like taking pictures. I think all I had was like a little point and shoot camera. Okay, if I go to college for this, I'm gonna be able to give myself an excuse to purchase equipment like a MacBook and camera gear so that even if I don't end up doing photography full-time, it's equipment that will be beneficial for something I wanna do through some type of visual media type of way. So as soon as I knew that, I set my goals right away. If some people can succeed with photography and making enough money to do that full-time, then I will just decide to be one of those people and make it work no matter what. Law of attraction, I think the thing about it is like you have to be so dead set on something working 100% that you literally do not give up until it happens. And that is the part where like so many people get caught up and they're like, yeah, but what if it just doesn't happen? I tried this, it didn't work. How long did you try? 3 months, a year, whatever. That is not long enough. You have to put all of your all into it, all of your all. There was such a huge learning curve I had to take. I had to take an entire year after graduating and before like really doing photography full time. I took photos every single day just of anybody I could find. Put my all into social media, did tons and tons and tons of research online on the current Instagram algorithm and how it works and how to get your photos viewed by others, finding feature pages that would feature my work, pages that featured my friends that were likely to work with me or collaborate. Probably hundreds of hours I spent every month. There's this thing that someone told me, the way that successful people describe how they became successful is that they copied someone else who was doing the same thing successfully. I took those words to heart. I'm going to attract my dream. even if I don't know what it is yet, I have to attract at least a very short-term dream for now. And as I build on that, I'll just be getting closer to whatever my future dream is. Instead of just being content with the work that I was producing when I graduated, I set my goals really high. When people have a list of their favorite photographers, they think of international, and I want it to be considered for that list. Even if my, fame is nowhere near it, I want the people that know of me to compare my work to those people. I'm definitely not there yet, but I think having goals that high, I started hating every piece of work I was producing in a very, I'm going to critique this, find out what I did wrong, and fix it to make it better. So looking at my work in that way, I would put it next to a picture that like one of my favorite photographers took. And I would say, why is this one so much worse than that? I'm drinking tea instead of coffee. What is this? Who are you? Shooting every day was a huge thing for me. That seems like so much, especially if you're not getting paid for all of it. You could try something over and over and over again 1,000 times and not be good at it, but there's gonna be at least one time that you do it successfully. Finding those flukes that work and just creating so much content that you finally figure out a rhythm that those flukes become more normalized. Basically, I was shooting constantly. I decided that one thing I needed to do to get the word out there was travel. I told myself that if I saved up enough money with photography work, I would let myself travel to these places. Traveling to those places caused me to take photos with a wider variety of people, which caused me to be advertised on their pages because I was photographing models and those models were tagging me in the photos. And even if it was only creating, like only I would get a couple followers out of it, I would still see it as some sort of success. What if someone wanted to hire me for something? Then at least I would have connections, I would have a place to stay, and I would try to do as many of these little trips as possible with groups of people. People on social media like to look at, they like to follow people that are living some sort of dream that they aspire to. So for me, I was trying really hard to be that photographer who was successful enough to just be able to travel anywhere. And you just have to fake it until you make it. Seriously, that's what social media is. I'm getting way too hyper. I was selling clothing on the side. I went to a ton of meetups, just tried to meet as many people as possible because when you immerse yourself in the environment that you want to work in, you make connections, and maybe not every person you meet is going to be helpful to like you attracting your dream job, but you go to like 20 meetups and maybe one person there will have some really cool connection in some state that you wanted to visit. Just kind of how I was able to travel so much is I would meet random people. One of them would be from out of town, I'd get their connections, and then we'd have a connection and be mutually beneficial. And that helps make it cheaper. Traveling with groups of people who want to do the similar things. It was my goal that year to not get a real job and to just make it work living off of photography alone. And I did okay. I actually ended the year with more money than I began with. So I consider that a success for my first year doing that. But as just like some girl who's doing this, I feel like that was a success. It was very tiring, and my New Year's resolution was to travel a new place every single month, which was a lot, especially for someone who had never traveled really before at all. This is the level of intensity that it could take, if not more. I don't know if the way that I did it was the best way, but by the end I had hit my goal of 10,000 followers on Instagram and made a bunch of connections, traveled somewhere every month, and took photos almost every day. So 2018 started up. I was so burnt out. I needed to stop. So I decided to suddenly and abruptly stop. I didn't go on any more trips. I need to find some other way to grow my brand. This is not sustainable. I'm really glad I did it because I feel like my work got so much better. I upgraded my camera equipment to a full frame, which I think was a power move. I only did once I felt hindered by the quality of my camera. It was something I feel like was holding me back from moving forward and like, how I wanted to be compared to these really, really great, amazing photographers, and I felt like that was the next step at a certain point to like moving closer to that goal. Having such a wide frame view for landscapes is also very helpful, and I feel like that was another thing I was beginning to realize, was looking on Instagram and creating content that would get maximum engagement. The goal is to get as many people drawn into your account as possible, because the platform is used for advertisement to make money. You have to really think, what is the goal? The goal is to create engagement. Engagement is clicks, likes, comments. I realized I think this is maybe something that I'm good at. Advertising or marketing, or I don't know what it's a part of. It's something I definitely don't have a degree in, but it's something I did a ton of research in. So I started using that to my advantage. I feel a lot more prepared when I go in for an interview or when I am talking to a new client. I started working, I told them from the very beginning I wanted to run their social media, even if it was just something kind of small and low-key and I didn't even do it for money. Something for them that I could use in my portfolio. I was offered a position to do photography and create an Instagram. This is something that like all of this has built up to, and I never decided I'm going to use law of attraction to attract my dream job of being a social media manager. When people see that you're really good at something and you're really passionate about something, and if you put yourself in situations that you know are going to open up an opportunity for you, like when you make friends with people who have similar interests as you and maybe they want to all be content creators, so you all are able to easily travel together, carpool, or hold the camera for each other while you take photos in cool locations. Those are things that you hold on to. It's just business, and it can be a lot of fun, really. Definitely have some friends that we all just go out and take pictures, and of course we love hanging out together too, but we have days where we just sit down in a coffee shop and evaluate each other's Instagrams. If it's something you enjoy, it's a creative outlet and it should be fun. And if it's something you don't enjoy, obviously you might not be able to put as much energy into it, and that's why some people might not be able to really use the law of attraction to get what they want. If you really want something bad enough to save up money for like classes, put yourself in situations that allow for opportunity. That is the number one thing I think is important to take out of this video. I put myself in a position where I knew that I was going to be able to have time to travel and opportunity and means to travel by meeting people. There are ways to start doing things, and I have so many people who asked me, how do I start? How do I start? I just finished college, or I just got a camera. How do I start making money? And it's really, you have to have so much dedication and be open to not making any money at first, to having a bunch of side jobs, to really hustle, to make time for all that research, and to make time to make sure that my portfolio is looking in a type of way that is going to be beneficial for when those opportunities do arrive. I'll be ready to have a sort of resume, the Instagram page, or, you know, social media, YouTube videos, whatever, that I can display those to people and be ready for those opportunities that come. I really just looked at other successful people and tried my best to copy them, really. Not copy their work, but copy their work ethic. Oh my goodness, my back hurts. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I hope it was helpful for you guys. I've been wanting to do sort of like mentoring type videos like this for a long time. I'm very excited to be back, to have a camera, super, super excited and grateful for that. I would love to make more videos on what I do, whether it's photography or like social media stuff. I'm still learning, obviously, we all are, but I'm probably know a little more than someone who like just got a camera. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I always respond to every comment. I think I try to. If I don't, you can just send me a DM on Instagram. My Instagram is @Kaver. I am pretty active on there as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you very soon. Cheers.